Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm Anushka and this is your full moon update for the full moon in Scorpio on May the 10th, and that's at 10:42 London, England time. And this full moon is at 20 degrees of Scorpio. And this full moon is really quite a deep and intense one. There's an opportunity for a lot of healing here for a lot of us, and it will be quite profound. And we can expect real changes, real transformations, real shifts to occur, especially in any areas of our life that are related to partnerships and that are related to what goes on beneath, what kind of any outworn habits we might have, that kind of thing. Because full moons are about culminations and release, and about illuminating maybe a certain aspect of your life, and it can bring things to a head in an emotional sense. And this full moon really has got so much depth to it. It's quite raw. It requires a lot of honesty on all of our parts. So we've got the moon, Neptune and Chiron all in water signs. The moon's going to be in Scorpio. Neptune and Chiron are in Pisces at the moment. So this once again speaks to that healing and deep emotional nature of this moon. And I think on some level we're all going to be tackling something quite sensitive, something quite raw. So we really need to be gentle with ourselves at this time and be very mindful of the interactions we're having with other people, because it could be that we're coming from a place that we're not even aware of to a certain extent. Pluto is going to be trining the Sun in Taurus at 1 degree and 6 minutes, and Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio, which is ruling this full moon, and Pluto is also going to be making a sextile to the moon. So this is good energy, this is gentle energy, this is positive energy, this is positive change. And hopefully with this, whatever it is that we find, whatever it is that we're experiencing, we'll find a way of releasing it in a gentle way, and the transformation will be a natural process that will occur. We won't have to really try so hard, but certainly something's going to come to light for all of us, I think. And in that coming to light, and in our awareness of it, changes will happen. And so this is good. It brings up baggage to be released. There might be a lot of raw emotional pains to deal with, but hopefully we'll find the path of least resistance, and it should come to us quite naturally. We've also got Chiron trining this moon. Once again, this is deep inner healing. What wounds do we hold? What wounds have we been carrying with us that have been really debilitating us on the emotional level, stopping us from enjoying the safety, security, and the feelings of love that perhaps we want to experience. So that might be something to look at. So with Chiron here, Moon, Neptune, Chiron, all in water signs. Like I said, this speaks to great healing energy. It'd be a great time to work with emotional healing, quantum healing, anything like that. Really good time to do it. Venus and Mercury are in Aries at the time. So this to me says that we're thinking about what we value. We're thinking about love and how it affects us on a personal level, how we love self as well. Do we have enough self-love? The things we love, the people we love, what we value. So this is coming to the forefront. So I really do see this full moon being it's about change, it's about transformation, it's about really tapping into some raw and deep emotions, and maybe looking where we've avoided looking in the past. And it's connected, a lot of it's connected for most of us, I think, to relationships, to self-love. Obviously, depending on where this full moon is in your chart, it's going to be different. I will run through the signs in a bit, but first I just want to talk generally about the full moon. Juno is also travelling close to Pluto, and Juno is the asteroid that represents, she's said to represent marriage in the natal chart, but this can be commitments of, partnerships, business partnerships, partnerships in relationship, and this is what Juno rules. So being close to Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, which is where this full moon will be, this says to me that we're going to be looking at commitments, we're going to be looking at partnerships. It's going to bring these things to the forefront and merge with that Venus and Mercury in Aries. We're going to be thinking about what we value, what we love, how we love self. And so expect hidden feelings to come up, expect some intense emotions. This is an opportunity because Scorpio is able, the energy of Scorpio really gets to the truth. It cuts through things and gets straight to whatever is really going on underneath the surface. So to me, this is emotional surgery. You know, we have a chance here to perform some emotional surgery, to really see what's been paining us, what's been holding us back, bring it to light and heal it. And there is supportive energy to do that, which is so lovely. This moon is being supported, although it might sound a bit scary. There is opportunity here to release, and we can't ever go higher unless we release what it is that's holding us down. So this is a great opportunity for that. We've got Mercury conjunct Uranus in Aries. So this to me says that, you know, conversation, it could be conversation with partners, with business partners, and this could bring about some of these insights. It could be that truth comes out that is quite shocking, quite surprising, that really changes things. And hidden issues, you know, or agendas come to the surface. So this can be surprising change, this can be slightly disruptive change. But ultimately, in the long run, we will see it was needed change. What I will say with this, though, is because this is a very emotionally intense full moon, watch what you say. Try and watch what you say. Others around you may not be thinking, they could be speaking out of turn, they might trigger something in you. Try and keep yourself in check, so as not to add to any drama, and instead tap into the healing of this moon and tap into whatever it is it might bring up for you. So really quite powerful stuff, I think, and really good opportunity. I think we can expect to see relationship dynamics change. There could be, because it's about Juno, represents commitments, like I said, it could be that the dynamic of a relationship changes, or it could be that you kind of come to a new agreement, or that you see something's just not working anymore. So there will be some sort of insight into these areas. So now I'm going to move on to the signs and just briefly talk you through what's going on. So for you, Aries, this full moon is in your 8th house, and obviously is ruled by Scorpio. The 8th house is naturally ruled by Scorpio. And so having Chiron and Neptune in the 12th there, and having Pluto and Juno up there in the 10th, this says to me that maybe this is about looking at the commitments that you have in terms of your career, in terms of what you do in the world. Are they a reflection of what you really want now? So there could be some sort of shift here. How committed are you to the path that you're on? Something could come up, something quite deep, something that you hadn't seen before, something quite hidden, which could speak to why you've chosen this path, why you've chosen this life, why you've chosen this career. So something could be highlighted there, and quite often, you know, sometimes we'll do something and we won't understand actually the motivations behind it. So this could help bring some light to why you're on the path you're on, and you might start reassessing whether it is actually what you want, and looking at your commitment to whatever it is you're doing in the world, what your career is. So this is a possibility for you, Aries. Taurus, this for you is really about relationships. This full moon is in your 7th house. Chiron and Neptune are in your 11th house of friends, associations, groups and networks that you belong to. Juno and Pluto are in your 9th house of growth and expansion. So what's going on here, Taurus? Is there maybe something, a relationship, maybe even a group you belong to, or friendships that have caused you pain, or that may be stunting your growth in some way? Is there something that needs to be looked at? How committed are you to your own personal growth? Do you want to travel? Do you want to learn something new? Do you want to expand? And it could be that an issue is coming up in terms of partnership. Perhaps your partner doesn't want to move to a different country, or there's some sort of like conflict in terms of how you grow in this partnership. So this could come up with you. This could also be in terms of friendships and groups you belong to. Something to reassess. Are the relationships in your life allowing you to expand and to grow? How committed are you to your growth? But quite often we choose people unconsciously, and sometimes the people in our lives don't really benefit our growth or where we're going. So this could be something that comes up for you, Taurus. So that's just something to think about there. This could also be how committed you are to your partnership, and it could be that something comes to the forefront there. We've got Uranus and Mercury in your 12th house, so it could be some quite surprising changes that you just really didn't see coming, or insights you didn't really see coming in relation to your partnerships. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for you, Taurus. Hi Gemini, for you this full moon in your 6th house, this is an interesting one, because your 6th house is obviously day-to-day routine, it's your health habits. Chiron and Neptune are there in your 10th house, so you might have been feeling a little bit, you could be experiencing some confusion, some fogginess in terms of your career and where you're going, and this could just highlight this and bring this to the fore. You know, where are you going? What is it you want to do? How committed are you to it? Juno and Pluto in your 8th house, there's very deep transformation going on within you that's going to bring about real change on quite a practical level. It's changing you as a person in your deepest depths. Are there maybe habits that you have that actually detract from how you're able to get ahead in life? You know, this full moon is highlighting your health, it's highlighting your day-to-day, it's highlighting the service you give to others. Is there something to explore here? Has there been some sort of pain in the past, and as a result you've developed maybe some unhealthy coping strategies? And are they somehow blocking you from getting to where you want? Do you know what you want? Do you know what you really want career-wise? This could be highlighting something, and something quite hidden could be the key as to why you're on the path you're on. For those of you who are pretty sure that you know where you're going, this could just be a revelation, an insight into health matters, into day-to-day routine, how you could be more supportive to self and maybe take better care of your body in order to enable you to have more energy and be able to do more out there in the world. Cancer, for you this full moon is in your 5th house, and this highlights and brings to a head things related to love, romance, creativity, joy as well. Have you been experiencing enough joy, Cancer? It feels to me with Chiron and Neptune in your 9th house that maybe you felt like the future is unclear, you're not exactly sure where you're going. It could be that when you think of the future, things are a bit foggy and a bit cloudy. And what is this to do with? Is this to do with your one-on-one relationships? Is this to do with a business partnership, perhaps? Is that what's adding to the confusion in terms of where you're going in life? Something might come up on this day to kind of clear this up. Do you need more certainty? Can you find more certainty in your relationships? Or is this something that has to be found in self? So this could be something that's coming up for you. Juno and Pluto are in Capricorn. Your relationships, your one-to-one partnerships are really transforming and undergoing a lot of change. And as a result, you know, this is highlighting, you know, how much fun are you having? How much joy are you experiencing? How much love are you experiencing? Is this relationship ultimately something that brings more love, more joy into your life or not? If you don't have the relationship, what kind of relationship is it that you want? Maybe you're looking at how past relationships have stopped you from moving forward, stopped you from growing. This is something that will be brought to the forefront for you. And ultimately the goal for you here is to connect to your joy. Remember what it is that made you feel happy, what made you feel good. Try and connect to that if you can, because yes, the future might seem unclear, but we can't always rely on others to give us what exactly we need. Sometimes we have to be the source of our own joy, our own creativity, and so this could be bringing that to the forefront for you, because certainly you're undergoing a lot in relationships and they may not be the most stable thing to rely on right now, Cancer. So this could certainly bring about some sort of change in your relationship dynamic and the commitment that you have there. Leo, for you this full moon is in the house of family and home. And so we've got Juno and Pluto in that 6th house. Pluto is sextiling the moon. And so this speaks to me of perhaps there could be some sort of change, you know, if you live with a partner or if you live with somebody, it could be a change in terms of the commitments that each of you have in your day-to-day routine. Perhaps there's something that needs to be altered here to provide you with a little bit more support. Are you doing a lot around the home? Are you very busy in terms of running around all the time? Maybe there's going to be some sort of change and shift maybe between you and your partner as to who has what commitments and how commitments are shared between you. This is a possibility. Also though, you know, this could also be to do with your health, and it could be that something comes to light, or some information that really kind of resonates with you comes to light, and you think, oh my goodness, you know what, I think I would feel so much better if I incorporated that into my diet, or I incorporated that into my health regime, because we've got Uranus and Mercury in your 9th house there, and this could be like some information from some authority, or just something you come across that really benefits you at a health level, and brings something to light if you've been struggling with something for a while. So this is a possibility, but this is, you know, supportive for you. This will allow you to be able to show up better and feel better in the long run at home. This is very nurturing energy for you, you know, which is really lovely. So you're looking at shifts in your day-to-day routine, shifts in relation to what you do, you know, when you're running around the place, you're kind of, those little responsibilities that we have, and your health. So that something will come to light in relation to this, and it could be, like I said, that a partner takes on a little bit more responsibility to allow you to have more downtime at home and more time with family, possibly. Virgo, for you, this full moon is in your 3rd house of communication, short distance travel, information, siblings. But this is definitely for you, this is about relationships, this is about love, this is about relationships, this is about commitments. We've got Pluto there in your 5th house, transforming, romance, love, creative self-expression, even your relationship with children, this could very well be. And this is traveling close to Juno. What are you committed to? What are you committed to in terms of what you love to do? Is it time to take something more seriously in terms of one of your hobbies or the way you express yourself creatively? This could be coming up for you. But like I said, we've got Chiron there. Chiron trining this moon in the 7th house. So and especially with Uranus, sorry, I'm jumping quite a bit from planet to planet, but with Uranus and Mercury in the 8th house of what is hidden, you know, insights. This is about insights coming in, flashes of illumination coming from the depths of you, and really giving you insights into your relationships and into love. And this could change the way you think and view your relationship, or the way you view love, the way you view what you value in a partner, what you value in a person. This is definitely going to be shifting the way you perceive things. Also, you know, I like to talk about, you know, self-love. It's not just about partnerships, you know, it's about self-love as well. Have you been getting enough? Have your needs being met? If not, what is there to look at? You know, how committed are you to this relationship? Has it caused more pain than it has good? That's something to consider if you're in relationship. If you're not in relationship, you're still looking at romance, you're still looking at love, and there'll be something that definitely will alter your thinking, or that will give you a fresh perspective and a fresh insight into yourself, and it will be related to love, your partnerships. It could be children, you know, but it's going to be related to relationships and love. For some of you, it could be creativity, but really, I do see this as changing the way you see relationships, and maybe some sort of a shift happening. Maybe you realise, hang on a minute, I'm not very happy, and something needs to change here. And you might make a deeper commitment to your own sense of self, of happiness, to your own happiness, because of whatever comes up during this full moon. Libra, this full moon for you is in your 2nd house of resources, and paired with, you know, Pluto and Juno in your 4th house, a Chiron there in your 6th house. This has got me thinking that you're looking at commitments to the family. Perhaps you're looking at how you can increase your wealth so that your family can move to a better home, move to a better place. You're looking at what you can do to change and transform the home environment and your foundations ultimately. So it might be that something comes up here, and There could be a conversation with a loved one. There could be a conversation with even a business partner perhaps, that brings some insight as to how you can transform your finances in order to have that security, lay the foundations that you want, move to that new house. It could be that the conversation highlights something to do with your family dynamics of the past. So this is about, you know, committing to your home, committing to your sense of security, committing to your sense to your roots to a certain extent. Where are your roots? Where are you settling? Where are you settled? Something could come to light here, and it could be through conversations with somebody close to you that you see something, or you might see an opportunity for change, for something to be better in that home environment. So this could play out in a number of different ways, but for a lot of you, I really see it as being illuminating really what it is that you need in order to feel secure. And, you know, security is very much tied to our home and where we live, who we live with, you know, that kind of thing. So it's illuminating something in terms of your security, and perhaps might bring to the forefront, you know, what needs to change on a financial level in order for you to maybe have the security that you want. Scorpio, this full moon for you is in your sign, so it's particularly powerful for you. It's powerful for all of us, but it's particularly powerful for you. And this is an opportunity for some real healing in terms of, and it could be in terms of how you see yourself, how you present yourself, your own self-image. And I don't mean your self-image in the eyes of others, but how you see yourself. And this could come up for review. Pluto is changing the way that you think, changing the way that you speak, changing the way that you see things, changing your perspective. It's there in your third house. And with Juno, you know, maybe some of you have been making a commitment to think more positively. Maybe some of you have been making a commitment to be more conscious of your thoughts, be more conscious of your speech. This could be something that's kind of been coming up, and you might be making a commitment because you want change, you want positive change, you want to feel better. Chiron, trining this moon in your sign, in your fifth house, it says to me that this speaks to me of healing around self-expression, basically. This is the theme I'm getting, healing around self-expression. So for those of you who maybe feel like you're not able to stand up for yourself, or been feeling a little bit lacking in confidence. I mean, I know Scorpios quite often, you know, people see them very confident and being able to speak and speaking the truth and not being afraid to say what they want. But that's, you know, we go through things in life that can sometimes damage us from being able to speak our truth. So this says to me, making a commitment to your own self-expression, to your own joy. And this could be through changing the way you think. You might have recently discovered something like Abraham Hicks and decided that actually, you know, my happiness is really important, and if my happiness is affected by how I see the world and the thoughts I think, then that's something I need to shift. So that's something that could very well be happening for you during this full moon. You might get a bit of an insight into how you express yourself and what it really says about you. You might find yourself saying something and going, oh my gosh, wow, I didn't realise I had that belief about myself. You know, sometimes we can say things casually in conversation. They can highlight very profound things about us. This could have you looking at relationships as well. You know, how you show up in relationships, how you communicate in relationship. But certainly there's some healing to be done here around creativity and romance and fun. And in terms of you being able to be yourself, I feel this full moon for you is about being your authentic self. And if anything's been blocking you from doing that, this is a great chance to heal that, you know. And how do we show up as our authentic self? Well, it's in how we communicate with people. It's in how we express ourselves. Those things are ruled by the third and fifth house. So for you, I really do feel like this is a chance for you to heal anything that's been stopping you from being your authentic self. Sagittarius, this full moon for you is in that 12th house of yours. And to me, this is really connected to your 4th house. You've got Chiron in your 4th house trining this full moon in the 12th. And Pluto there in your 2nd house, transforming your finances, transforming your resources. So to me this says, perhaps something's going to come up around this time that highlights to you where you've given power away, where you've given money away, or resources, energy, whatever it might be, time, where you've perhaps been leaking these things, and now maybe you're looking at where you can, what you can change to stop that from happening in the future. Because we've got Chiron in your 4th house. It could be that you start to see a pattern, maybe a pattern that you've been carrying with you all your life that you hadn't really noticed before, that was set up in your childhood home, that was brought about in your childhood home, and that set you up for kind of maybe leaking energy, giving out too much energy, giving out too much time, you know, giving of yourself a little bit too much to the point where maybe it depleted you. And the reason that I say this is because Pluto is connected to this, you know, and Pluto is about power. And the 2nd house isn't just finances, it's our resources in general, and energy, time is a resource. So you could be looking at where you've given away too many of these things, or you've allowed someone else to have control or power over you, and you might trace the roots of that issue back to your home life, to the past, to your family of origin. And this could be a time of transformation where you say to yourself, you know what, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to only give my energy to healthy things. I'm not going to allow myself to be drained anymore to a certain extent. And this could have you making a commitment to your own financial well-being, or making a commitment to your own energy resources, you know, saying, no, like I said, no, I'm not going to give away that power. I'm not going to let myself be depleted. I'm going to make a commitment to myself to be powerful, to be a source of my own strength, my own financial stability. And this could have you committing to some sort of project that you love. With Uranus and Mercury there in your 5th house, there could be an idea in relation to something you love doing, and you might think, okay, I'm going to turn this into something that's financially lucrative for me so I can be independent. So it could play out in a number of ways. It could just be on an energetic way, in an energetic sense, but certainly I think some of you will be looking to the past. You might have to, a situation could occur around now which highlights themes that were set up in your past, in your family of origin, and you know, maybe unhealthy patterns of giving away energy, of giving away power. And so this is certainly really healing for you, and could lead to more security, not just on an emotional level, but also on an actual financial level as well. Capricorn, for you, you're looking at the groups you belong to, the associations that you have, possibly even your place in society. And there could be some sort of change around this, or some change that's starting to emerge now. You are changing. Pluto is in your sign. You're changing, and with Juno there, you're committing to this change, perhaps whether you know it or not. But there is transformation happening within you on a very deep level as a person, as self. Maybe you've gone through something recently that's caused this change. It could be a divorce, could be leaving home, it could be all sorts of things, but definitely there's change going on with you, Capricorn. And so as a result, you might be seeing that, hang on a minute, the groups of friends that I once belonged to don't really seem to fit anymore, or your place in society could be changing as a result of what's going on within you, what's changing within you. And it might be that some sort of conversation occurs on this day which you might have with a friend, with somebody who knows you well, and it just might highlight something for you. It might highlight, you know, sometimes we don't really know sometimes it takes a conversation to highlight something, doesn't it, to us. And it could be that you're just having a casual conversation and suddenly go, well, you know what, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that group of friends anymore. I don't know how I feel about that circle or that organisation, you know, that I belong to. So it could just bring something up, and there could be some sort of shift that happens around this. And so this is really interesting for you, Capricorn, because you are changing, you are transforming. And as a result, you know, when we transform, the things around us tend to transform too. So this just might ask you to look at, are your Are the groups you belong to, are the associations that you have, are they a true reflection of who you are now? Or with this shift you've maybe been undergoing as a person, is it now time to maybe let go of some things, to let go of some people who maybe once helped to solidify your identity? Now that it's changed, maybe they're not so much of a reflection of that anymore. Aquarius, this full moon for you is in your 10th house. And this will have you looking at what you're doing, what you do in the world, what you do as a job, what you do career-wise, how you show up, what your place is in the larger world. And Pluto is transforming you on a very deep level. It's a behind-the-scenes level. And I feel a lot of you have made a commitment to this change. And it's quite subtle change. It's perhaps hard to put your finger on exactly what's going on with you underneath the surface. Some of you might be experiencing a little bit of mixed feelings. You know, there could be a little bit of depression here. There could be a little bit of kind of confusion. But there is change going on. As a result, this could have you looking at what you're doing in the world and questioning it, illuminating it. Chiron's trining this full moon. Chiron being in your 2nd house. And, you know, it could be saying to you, the question could come up, am I doing this because I really want to? Am I doing this just for the money? You know, how often do I do things just for money? Is this really stimulating me? Is this giving me emotional satisfaction? Is it nurturing me on an emotional level, what I do in the world? So this could be something that gets highlighted for you, and you could very much find your mind on this. So, you know, maybe it's time to look at not doing something just for the sake of money, but doing something that actually supports your growth as a person and who you are as a person. Maybe there's something to heal around security. Maybe there's something to heal around fear and security. You know, that could be what Chiron is trying to do for you here. So it can release you from fears so that you can actually maybe explore doing something that you really feel passionate about and really love, rather than doing something just for the sake of the money. That could be what this is highlighting for you, Aquarius. Hi Pisces, your full moon in the 9th house highlights your growth. It highlights adventure, it highlights travel, it highlights expansion for you. So this is something that you'll probably be feeling around this time, and looking at the people you know, the groups you belong to, and do they support the growth you're undergoing at the moment? Are they a reflection of who you are? There might be something that comes up for you to look at. Are you afraid perhaps of venturing out into new territory? Are you afraid of perhaps breaking away from the old routines? But could it be that that's where you really need to go? This is really, I think for you, this is something to really look at. And there could be that there are people around you who just, you know, friends you have, groups you could belong to. There could be people who could be very supportive to your growth, to a newfound sense of freedom, if you're willing to open up to it. Sometimes we fear change, sometimes we fear growth. And if there is any fear connected to going out in the world on your own, or moving abroad, or just expanding in general, whatever it might be, it could be to do with higher learning. If there's any fear connected to it, to that growth, then this is a really good time to look within and to heal that. You've got Neptune in your sign as well, really supporting that healing energy. So for me, I think that this is about issues of growth, freedom and expansion, and maybe looking at what's been holding you back, what's been blocking you. Do you have that self-belief? And if not, why not? Now's a chance to really get to the bottom of that. Thank you so much for watching this full moon update. This really is a very powerful and potentially extremely healing and transformative full moon. I think whether we're conscious of it or not, we're all going to experience some change as a result of what occurs during the Scorpio full moon. So thank you so much for watching. I will be back soon to do the new moon video for May later on. Until then, I hope you all really heal on a deep level and let go and release whatever it is that needs to be released now, so that you can have that fuller, happier and brighter future. Take care. Bye bye.